Welcome to Buffalo, New York, where EA Sports presents the NHL regular season game between the St. Louis Blues and the Buffalo Sabres.
Hi and welcome to Buffalo. I'm Jim Houston and your color commentator is Darryl Ray. And here are the goaltenders for this game. Hasek will be up against Fury. They drop the puck. Eastwood wins the draw cleanly. Yake moves it on. Then the pass was intercepted. Holzinger out of his own zone. Buffalo gets a breakaway! Shoots! Fuhr gets the puck to Rivers. He's flattened by Barnaby. Holzinger gives it to Shannon. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. It was kept out by Hasek. Great hit! Yake winds up to Grosek. Rivers gets knocked to the ice by Barnaby. Barnaby has a breakaway! Pellerin gets called for hooking.
St. Louis penalty to number 33, Scott Pellerin, 2 minutes for hooking.
The ref gets ready to drop the puck. Plant gets kicked out of the faceoff circle. The ref gets ready to drop the puck. The puck is dropped. Buffalo has a fresh line on the ice. The save was then made by Fuhr. McInnes clears the puck out of his own zone. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Passed across two lines by Hasek. Holzinger gets possession off the draw. Chips it ahead to Barnaby. Barnaby over to the wing. Moves in. Barnaby winds up. Under 1 minute left in the penalty. To Woolley. Buffalo needs to get a fresh line out there. Woolley into the slot. Moves in. St. Louis should be making a line change soon. Grosek made the shot. Conroy cleared the puck. Hasek moves the puck to Zhitnik. It's still tied, 0-0. Moves in. Shot by Zhitnik. Pellerin comes out of the box as his penalty comes to an end. Fuhr covers up the puck. Buffalo has a fresh line on the ice. St. Louis should be making a line change soon. 3:55 into the first period. Short pass to Audette. The Sabres change up their lines. Pellerin to center towards the net. Plant starts out. The Sabres start changing on the go. McAlpine moves it into the middle. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Hasek gets the puck to Schmelik. Plant beats out the icing call. Plant winds up, then he blasted it. To Yake. Buffalo needs to get a fresh line out there. What a hit! Big time body blast. To Audette. St. Louis has a very tired line out on the ice right now. What a goal by Audette!
Let's take another look at what happened. Here he has the puck. He let a wrist shot go, and it found a home in the back of the net.
The ref gets ready to drop the puck. Buffalo has a fresh line on the ice.
Buffalo goal, scored by number 28, Donald Audette. Assisted by number 26, Derek Plante, and number 8, Daryl Shannon.
Twist, shoots! Hasek moves it to McKee. Penalty called for high sticking.
St. Louis penalty to number 44, Chris Pronger. 2 minutes for high sticking.
Holzinger to face off against Eastwood. Game on. The Sabres win the face-off. Zhitnik passes it across. 1:48 left in the power play. To Woolley. St. Louis should be making a line change soon. He's nailed by Grosek. Gill out of his own zone. Buffalo has a very tired line out on the ice right now. Zhitnik made the pass to Barnaby. Barnaby winds up. Zhitnik to center. St. Louis needs to get a fresh line out there. Ahead to Eastwood. The Sabres still lead by just a goal. To Grosek. Moves in. Holzinger scores on the power play. Pronger gets out of the box early with that power play goal by Buffalo. Burridge gets to the circle. He'll face off against Pronger. They drop the puck. Buffalo has a fresh line on the ice.
Buffalo goal, scored on the power play by number 19, Brian Holzinger, assisted by number 18, Michael Grosek, and number 44, Alexei Zhitnik.
Fury stopped it. Plant gets waved out of the faceoff circle. Shatan gets to the circle. He'll face off against Eastwood. To Yake. St. Louis really needs to get another line out on the ice. The Sabres change up their lines. To the wing.
Last minute of play in the first period.
Buffalo leaves this line out for an awfully long shift. Quick shot on goal by Shatan. His pass intercepted by Plant. Only 30 seconds to go. Zhitnik knocks the puck away. The Buffalo Sabres go offside. Buffalo will have to have another player take the faceoff. The ref gets ready to drop the puck. They drop the puck. 10 seconds to go. McAlpine moves it ahead. And that's the end of the first period.
Fans are reminded that there is a wide range of quality food and beverages available at the concessionary.
Welcome back for the second period of today's game. I'm Jim Houston.
And I'm Darrell Ray.
Holzinger gets to the circle. He'll face off against Eastwood. Buffalo with a commanding lead in this one. To the net. Belted to the ice by Holzinger. Fuhrer stoned him. To McAlpine. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Pellerin winds up. St. Louis should be making a line change soon. Buffalo has really been moving the puck around well. Moves in. Barnaby shoots. That's icing against St. Louis. Here we go again. St. Louis has fresh legs on the ice. Buffalo looks to be in control of this game. Fuhrer passes it across. To Pronger. Picard winds up. Both teams are passing well in this game. Hasek moves it ahead. It was stopped by Hasek. The puck's knocked loose by Campbell. Fuhrer covers up the puck. The puck is dropped. Buffalo has fresh legs on the ice. Dimitrov out of his own zone. Zhitnik passes into the middle. Sanderson races in alone. Fuhrer gives it to Bergevin. Buffalo has a fresh line on the ice. To McAlpine, to center. Moves in. McAlpine winds up. Rivers shot it. Yake fired it. Shannon out of his own zone. To center. The Sabres will change on the fly. To Plant. He fired it. Buffalo will have to have another player take the faceoff. Grosek gets to the circle. He'll face off against McInnes. St. Louis has a fresh line on the ice. Buffalo looks to be in control of this game. Twist squares off against Barnaby. Barnaby throws his gloves to the ice. Barnaby gets things started. Barnaby throws a haymaker. Barnaby has really taken control of this fight. And again, Twist being pummeled mercilessly by Barnaby. Barnaby surprised him with that punch.
That wasn't a fight. That was a public beating.
Barnaby lands the victory blow, and this fight is over. Barnaby will get 5 minutes for that little show of affection. So will Twist.
Buffalo penalty to number 36, Matthew Barnaby, a 5-minute major for fighting. St. Louis penalty to number 18, Tony Twist, a 5-minute major for fighting.
To center, Conroy shoves Barada. To Gill. Gill moves in. Barada into the middle. Buffalo with a commanding lead in this one. Shannon shoots! Fuhrer moves the puck to Bergevin. The Blues will change on the fly. To Barada. The Sabres are changing on the go. To the net, to Pekka, who then shot it. At center to Rivers. Shatan over to the wing. The Sabres will change on the fly. Moves in.
He doesn't have to be told twice to finish his man.
Buffalo having success at both ends of the rink in this game. Zhitnik over to the wing. Towards the net to Grosek. Fuhrer covers up the puck. St. Louis should be making a line change soon. The Blues are changing on the go. St. Louis should be making a line change soon. Belted and knocked to the ice by Eastwood. Bergevin passes ahead to Eastwood. To Eastwood. Hasek stops that. To Schmelik. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Moves in. Eastwood shoots. He scores! Let's get another look at that goal.
We start with the puck in the offensive zone. He passed it. He takes the shot, and it's in the back of the net.
The puck is dropped. St. Louis has fresh legs on the ice.
St. Louis goal, scored by number 32, Mike Eastwood, assisted by number 5, Todd Gill, and number 4, Mark Bergevin.
Burridge gets to the circle. He'll face off against Conroy. The puck is dropped. Buffalo wins the draw cleanly. Campbell moves it back to the blue line. Dimitra passes it across to Courtnall. Deflected into the crowd by Hasek. Buffalo has a fresh line on the ice. Grosek starts out of his own zone. He's got a breakaway! Belted and knocked to the ice by Grosek behind the net.
Last minute of play in the second period.
Holzinger blasts him. Gill moves it ahead. Yake out of his own zone. St. Louis needs to get a fresh line out there. To Eastwood. He's checked. What a hit by Pellerin. Schmelik passes into the middle. Odette to the net. Fuhrer covers up the puck. Buffalo gets possession off the draw. Towards the net. Shitnik shoots! Rivers cleared it out of harm's way. After 2 periods, the Sabres lead by just a goal.
Fans are reminded that pets are not allowed in the building.
Time now for the third period of EA Sports NHL 99. Holzinger won the draw. Shannon was knocked down by Eastwood. To Holzinger. He fired it. Schmelik shoots! Eastwood over to the wing. Moves in. Buffalo clinging to the lead right now. Towards the net. To Barnaby. He fired it. Grosek shoots! St. Louis should be making a line change soon. Moves in. Buffalo hanging on to the lead. Holzinger to center. Buffalo has fresh legs on the ice. Into the corner. Towards the net. Holzinger hits him. Yake passes across. St. Louis leaves this line out for an awfully long shift. The Sabres will change on the fly. Shatan scores!
Let's take another look at that one, Jim. It starts when the puck gets carried across the blue line by Shatan. He let a wrist shot go and ripped it home upstairs.
They drop the puck.
Buffalo goal, his 20th of the season, scored by number 81, Miroslav Shatan.
Kennedy into the middle. Moves in towards the net. Pass intercepted. Ward run over by Kennedy. To Brown. Pass intercepted. Burridge then made the shot. Kennedy starts out. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Hasek made the save. Then the pass was intercepted. Buffalo having success at both ends of the rink in this game. Twist knocked down by Ward. Quick shot on goal by Zhitnik. Campbell moves it to his own blue line. Kennedy knocked to the ice by Sanderson. To Sanderson. Sanderson to the net. Pekka gets to the circle. He'll face off against Conroy. The Sabres win the face-off. 4:07 into the third period. To Schmelik. Schmelik passes across. Towards the net. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. McInnes into the middle. Hasek saves! Hasek moves it to Shannon. A delayed penalty call against St. Louis. Penalty called for spearing. The ref gets ready to drop the puck. Here we go again. Buffalo has fresh legs on the ice. Gill starts out. The Blues will change on the fly. Gill clears the puck down the ice. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Zhitnik out of his own zone. On to Holzinger. Holzinger into the corner. Towards the net. Holzinger shoots! The Sabres are ahead by 2 goals. That's offside. .358 left in the penalty. To Schmelik. Moves in. St. Louis races in alone. St. Louis should be making a line change soon. Odette out of his own zone. Buffalo leaves this line out for an awfully long shift. Over to Odette. Across to Plant. He scores on the power play! Campbell will stay in the penalty box after that goal because he's serving a major.
So let's have another look. It begins with a pass into the offensive zone. He takes the shot. That beat him low.
Holzinger gets to the circle. He'll face off against Eastwood. The puck is dropped.
Buffalo goal scored on the power play by number 26, Derek Plum, assisted by number 28, Donald Audette, and number 8, Daryl Shannon.
Eastwood to center. Over to Bergevin. Dimitrov fired it to Woolley. Woolley out of his own zone. To Barnaby. Barnaby into enemy territory. To the net. To Woolley. St. Louis leaves this line out for an awfully long shift. Woolley blasted it. Quick shot on goal by Holzinger. And they dropped the puck. Buffalo won the draw. To Schmelik. Schmelik shoots! Buffalo needs to get a fresh line out there. Plant shoots the puck. Fuhrer then made the save. To Courtnall. Buffalo having success at both ends of the rink in this game.
Last minute of play in the third period.
Quick shot on goal by Schmelik. Courtnall out of his own zone. Plant moves it on. Schmelik winds up. Fuhrer kept it out. St. Louis leaves this line out for an awfully long shift. Courtnall has a clear path to the net. Plant clears the puck out of his own zone. Time runs out on the penalty to Campbell. That's icing against the Buffalo Sabres. Eastwood wins the draw cleanly. That's it. This one is over. The Buffalo Sabres have beaten St. Louis.